Hello, I'm Alex here, and I welcome you to Australian Archives, a program of musical items featuring Australian artists of note and taken from the archives. And welcome again to Australian Archives, and this edition beginning with Johnny McMahon and the Parker Sisters, accompanied by Bob Gibson's orchestra, and a song from the war years recorded in September 1943.
Everyone can help to save the nation. Everyone can help to win the war. There's no time for resting. Let's begin investing in the things our country's fighting for. Everybody, every payday, buy a bond, the Aussie ways say. That's a job that's up to you and me. Butcher, baker, banker, scholar, save above from every dollar. Everyone must work for victory. Everybody, every payday, every farmer, every heyday, empty out your pockets for the loan. Do your share, see you spare a bit from every pay in the good old Australian way. Everybody, every payday, buy a bond, the Aussie ways say. That's a job that's up to you and me. Butcher, baker, banker, scholar, save a bob from every dollar. Everyone must work for victory. Everybody, every payday, every farmer, every heyday, empty out your pockets for the loan. Do your share, see you spare a bit from every pay in the good old Australian way.
Excuse me, boy. Can you tell me the name of this village?
Whoop whoop, miss.
Whoop whoop. How do you spell it?
WOOP hyphen WOOP.
Hyphen? What is a hyphen?
Oh, a hyphen, it's a hoof.
A hoof?
Yes, it's like in bird cage, you see. Bird, hoof, cage.
Yes, but what's the hoof for?
Oh, that's for the bird to sit on.
My, you're pretty smart for a country boy.
You bet I am. My brother's pretty smart, too. He's going to be a great comedian someday. He's only 15 and he's a half-wit already.
Oh. Whatever do you do to pass the time away in a place like this?
Oh, I steal women from men. You know, I'm a devil for the women. Oh. I had a girl once. Oh, but she was so skinny.
Not skinny. Slender in the best places.
No, my girl was skinny in the best places. You know, she was one of twins. She and her sin twister, they looked so much alike, I couldn't tell one from the other.
Well, however did you tell them apart?
Oh, I didn't try. I may have narrow hips, but I'm broad-minded. She was a little Scotch girl. Her name was Rebecca Murphy. You know, her father was a funny fellow. He only had one eye.
Oh, how did he lose his eyes?
Oh, during the Indian Mutiny.
Black Hole of Calcutta?
No, Keyhole of Bombay.
Oh.
And you know, one night I asked Rebecca if she'd come for a drive in our car. We've got a car.
Have you?
Oh, yes. Rubber tires, self-commencer, and everything. And she asked me if I could drive with one hand, you know. So I said, yes, I can drive with one hand. So when she came along, she brought me an orange for the other. I'd like to take you for a drive, miss.
I'd like to go, too, but I've nothing to wear.
Oh, that's all right. It's a closed car. You know, I reckon that's a pretty dress you've got on, miss.
You think so? To me, it looks dirty. Maybe it's my imagination.
Well, it must be. The dress is clean enough. But I say, miss, will you give me a kiss?
No, certainly not.
Oh, go on, will you, miss? Give me a kiss. It won't hurt you, and it'll do me a lot of good.
No, you're too presumptuous.
Too what?
Too presumptuous.
Oh, miss, what you just said. Oh, well, listen, if you won't give me a kiss, can I see you home? Go on, I like seeing experienced girls home.
But I'm not experienced.
No, but you're not home yet.
No.
Oh, well, I'll see you again. I can't waste my time. You know, I've got to be home by 9.
Very interesting there from 1930. Silly but Soothing, Athol Tier and Peggy Ross, recorded for the old Vocalion label here in Melbourne on September 1930. And very humorous dialogue there. A little bit risque, perhaps, for the day. And we opened the program with Johnny McMahon and the Parker Sisters with Bob Gibson's orchestra, and one of the wartime songs that was really recorded to get people to put money aside and invest in bonds, etc., to help pay for the war effort. That was on the Columbia Process label, made in Melbourne here in 1943. Now to Robert Nicholson and a song written by Reg Stoneham, Mildura, Home of Mine.
Far away in Yankee land, but here in dear Australia there's a river just as grand. It flows along serenely by the orange grove and farm, and smiles upon Mildura, land of beauty, wealth and charm. It always calls you back if you should roam, and thrills you with sweet memories of home.
Les Adams and his Honolulu Boys from an Astor LP issued in the mid-1970s, and they were on the beach at Waikiki. Now to Frank Rich from an album on W&G issued in the mid-1960s entitled The Many Faces of Frank Rich. He's going to sing for us Song of the Clyde. Of course, Frank was very popular on radio, went away to war, spent 3.5 years at the dreadful prison camp in Changi, and came out, became a performer at the Plaza in Northcote. Many of you might remember that. And then, of course, went on to television, Channel 9 and Channel 7. A very, very nice man. Frank Rich, lovely singing voice too. He's accompanied here by Helen Jowsey Quartet. Helen's on piano, Neil on bass, Johnny Fordham on drums, Jack Varney guitar, glockenspiel and vibraphone on this recording. Let's listen to Frank Rich and the Song of the Clyde.
I sing of a river I'm happy beside. The song that I sing is the song of the Clyde. Of all Scottish rivers, it's dearest to me. It flows from Lair Hills all the way to the sea. It borders the orchards of Lanark so fair, meanders through meadows with sheep grazing there. But from Glasgow to Greenock, in towns on each side, the hammer's ding-dong is the song of the Clyde. Oh, the river Clyde, the wonderful Clyde. The name of it thrills me and fills me with pride, and I'm satisfied whate'er may betide. The sweetest of songs is the song of the Clyde. Imagine we've left Craig and Doran behind, and wind-happy yachts by Kilcreggan we find. At Cairn and Noon and in Ellen we stay. Then Scotland's Madeira, that's Rothsay they say. Or maybe by Fairlie and Logs we will go, or over to Millport that thrills people so. Maybe journey to Arran, it can't be denied. Those scenes all belong to the song of the Clyde. Oh, the river Clyde, the wonderful Clyde. The name of it thrills me and fills me with pride, and I'm satisfied whate'er may betide. The sweetest of songs is the song of the Clyde. There's Porrinmore at Glasgow Broomilor, they're going down the water to the fair. There's Bob and Mary on the Govan ferry, wishing jet propulsion could be there. There's steamers cruising and there's buddies snoozing, and there's laddies fishing free the pier. And Pa's perspiring, very near expiring, as he rows a boat free there to hear. With eyes a flashing in his vote, it's matching to be walking daily down the prom. And May and Evelyn are in seventh heaven as they stroll along with Dick and Tom. And a Martin Rock to every Jean and Jock extends a welcome that is high and wide. Seems to know that they are on the homeward way to hear the song of the Clyde. Oh, the river Clyde, the wonderful Clyde. The name of it thrills me and fills me with pride, and I'm satisfied whate'er may betide. The sweetest of songs is the song of the Clyde.
Can anyone explain the thrill of a kiss?
No, no, no.
But when two eager lips are pressed against yours, you'll know, yes, you'll know. Can anyone explain the glow of romance?
No, no, no. But when you hear the phrase, it's you I adore,
You'll know, yes, you'll know. And you will find to give love a start, don't think with your mind, just feel with your heart. Can anyone explain the wonder of love?
No, no, no.
But now that you and I are sharing a sigh, we know, yes, we know. anyone explain the glow of romance?
No, no, no.
But when you hear the phrase, it's you I adore, you'll know, yes, you'll know.
And you will find to give love a start.
Don't think with your mind, just feel with your heart. Can anyone explain the wonder of love?
No, no, no.
But now that you and I are sharing a sigh, we know, yes, we know. Yes, we know.
Geoff Brooke and Dawn Lake, both no longer with us, sadly, and they were accompanied by Leo White. Can anyone explain? And that's from a test record made in the Century Studios in Sydney in 1950. Can anyone explain? Nice sound. And before that, the wonderful voice of Frank Rich and the Helen Jowsey Quartet with The Song of the Clyde. Now back to Melbourne's broadcast studios in September of 1929, Eugene Pinkerton banjo and Raymond Lambert at the piano, the Victor Scherzinger tune Marquita. Banjo virtuoso Eugene Pinkerton with Raymond Lambert at the piano and Victor Scherzinger's Marquita, which they made in September 1929. Still with the same studios, broadcast, but we moved to February 1930, and Robert Nicholson again to close out our program, and a tune written by Cole Porter for the movie Battle of Paris. They All Fall in Love.
Each year when spring quite uninvited gives a garden party to the world united. Everyone gets so excited they don't know what they're thinking of. Folks who've spent the winter freezing with the balmy breeze and simply lose their reason. They know it's the open season for falling in love. The young foal, the old foal, the red-hot mammers and the cold foal, from the lily white to the blackest night, they all fall in love. The fool's fall, the wise fall, the wet, the sprinkled, and the dry fall, from the men who drink to the men who wink, they all fall in love. You may believe your broker is very mediocre at playing with your stocks and bonds. At business he may blunder, but he's a perfect wonder when he plays with blondes. Old maids who object fall, old men you never would suspect fall, even babies who can hardly crawl fall, 'cause they all fall in love. He may blunder, but he's a perfect wonder when he plays with bonds. The pigs fall, the sows fall, the bull walks in and all the cows fall, even mules that never fall at all fall, 'cause they all fall in love.
Starting his working life as a coal miner, recording in Melbourne and Sydney, and then, of course, finishing up in New York's Metropolitan Opera House. Robert Nicholson, They All Fall in Love. Australian Archives was conceived, prepared and produced by Alex Hare for Golden Days Radio. Thanks for listening and bye for now.